to our friends on Facebook, and good morning to you on Instagram. Look at me going straight to get rid of the fuzz. Hi, good morning. It's Monday. That means it's time for Mindset Mastery Monday. High Spec Properties. How's your healing going, my love? Hey, how are you? You're off crutches and now you got a sexy cane with sparkly runners. Hey, Kate, great to have you here. Thanks for tuning in. It's Monday, the 14th of October. That means we are going to be answering, well, I am at least going to be answering a question that I was sent in this week, which is how do you deal with rejection and tire kicker buyers? First of all, I want to hear from you. How are you? How was your weekend? Hi, Kelly. Hey, Amanda, have you walked Billy yet? No doubt you have. You usually walk her like crack of dawn. Great to have you here, Kelly. How was your weekend? If you had a show day, how did you go? Did you meet lots of new buyers? Did you add lots of people to your database? Did you sell a property? Did you list a new property? G'day, Joe. Great to have you here too. I can't see who is here on Facebook yet. As usual, it's a little slower to get going, but if my friends are there, particularly Greg, if you are there, my friend, good morning and welcome to you. No, still can't walk properly. Oh, honey, happy healing. Hey, I send you much love. All right, let's get stuck straight into it. Actually, I did ask one word. Type in one word to describe how you feel right now as we start a new week. Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling apprehensive, inspired, focused, courageous? What's one word? If I tune in, my instant response is I feel a bit overwhelmed. I've got a really big week. I've got a lot on. So that just means I need to meditate, and I haven't done that yet. So that's what's there for me, if being really transparent. But as soon as I tune in, a little bit of overwhelm, but just got a massive week ahead. Hey, Calmstar, great to have you here. How are you? Type in how you're feeling here on Instagram and on Facebook. So last week I was sent in a question. How do you deal with rejection and how do you deal with tire kicker buyers? So this was from a real estate agent, used to be in banking for many years, has been in real estate for 2 years. Last year, sold 55 properties and, is looking to grow this year and was just asking a question to get some advice. So I want to break this down. First of all, how do you deal with rejection? Well, when I dug a little bit deeper with him, it was almost like his perception was it shouldn't be happening, like I shouldn't be getting rejected. So number one, accept that rejection is a big part of real estate. It's actually going to happen daily. It may even happen hourly if you're certainly prospecting. So what you resist persists. If you have a perception that rejection is not going to happen, then you're going to constantly bump up against rejection and have a very disempowered relationship with it. So number one, accept that rejection is part of this gig. I really believe that real estate is an opportunity. Hey, have we got here FK Knight and Brooklyn. Good morning, ladies. I've been asking, how are you? Type in one word to see how you are, to let me know how you are. I believe that real estate is an opportunity, Tina Harvey, g'day, to achieve financial freedom and really live a life that you love. You can be your own boss, build your own business, carve your own path, create your own team, earn as much money as you're willing to work for, and positively change people's lives every single day. Yet, it's a world that's counterintuitive because what we want is instant validation and instant gratification. And then you're on the phone prospecting and then you're talking to people, and in real estate, you're going to get rejected. It's part of the game. So if you don't have a mindset to rise resilient in a world of rejection, you are going to struggle and find this really hard because you're going to take everything personally. Anahari, what a beautiful name. I hope I said that right. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. So number one, rejection is part of the game. You must accept that it's there, because if you don't accept it's there, you're going to be in internal conflict with rejection all the time. Does that make sense? So number one, accept it. Number two, if you're not getting the gig, here's my humble opinion, you didn't build rapport, you didn't connect, and too many agents are transactional and they ask for the business before building rapport. Rapport is a pathway to ask permission to engage in a business sense. Too many people ask for the business without building rapport. So one, you got to accept rejection is going to be part of your everyday life and it's not personal. It's just that. Two, you didn't build rapport. You didn't connect. The next part of that is you didn't elicit the values of your potential client. Values elicitation is critical to then reverse engineer your response so they can see that you're the person for them to meet what's important in the sale of their home and be their agent of choice. So what is values elicitation? I believe you, and I'm going to do a longer video on this. Hey, Amy, great to have you here. When you ask these key questions in a listing consultation, you ask, you've built rapport, you've connected, you've done the kind of smaller talk. And then if you haven't done a qualifying questionnaire beforehand, you want to ask in the conversation, what's important in the sale home. Write down what they're saying and then ask them, now, if you were to put that in order of priority, what would the priorities be? And then just put them A, B, C, D. The next question is, tell me what you expect from your agent of choice. Again, write those things down. And again, if you were to list those in order of priority, what would they be? And I've said this before, but I want to say it again. If they say something like, oh, professional, don't just go, okay, good, professional. What does that mean? What does that mean to them? Professional to someone might be they wear a suit and they arrive on time and they have manners. I don't know. You've got to get curious and go, okay, professional. That's a broad word. I'm curious. What does professional look and feel like to you? So I really understand. This means you drop your ego. They can see you're really of service. They can sense you're really curious to not get it right, but actually deeply understand what matters most to them. So when you've understood what's important in the sale of their home and what they expect from their agent of choice, and then you've prioritized them in order of what matters most, then when you go to respond, you want to respond in order of priority, right? In order of what they say matters most. And then you're just going to keep building rapport, building rapport, building rapport. So if you're getting rejected and not getting the gigs, it's because you're not building rapport, you're not effectively doing values elicitation, and then you're not effectively communicating your value proposition, how you are the right person for the job. And I'm going to do some more specific videos on effective listing consultation and how to significantly increase your listing conversion rate in the coming months, like a whole proper program. Hey, I am Kylie Charlton. Great to have you here. Brendan Saraf, great to have you here. We're unpacking a question, guys, that have just joined from someone I got this week, which is, how do you handle rejection and tire kicker clients? G'day, Jasmine. Great to have you here too. I'm so sorry I still can't see my friends here that are tuned in on Facebook. It's so frustrating because I can't interact with you, but I know you will load very, very soon. All right, so that's my first response there. Now, if you haven't built rapport, if you haven't done values elicitation, if you haven't effectively articulated your value proposition and you didn't get the gig, then you want to get curious. You want to ask the question, and I've said this in a video before that my friend Andrew laughs at me at. Please don't ring and ask, what could I have done to get your business? That is such a transactional salesperson speak. Ask, what was missing in my consultation that would have made a difference? How could I have demonstrated that we could have done a better job? Not what could I have done to get your business? People don't want to be treated like a business, like a transaction. This is people's biggest asset. So get curious and ask for feedback. And when you get the feedback, here's the hard part, and this is where our egos get bruised. Don't take it personally. It's not about you. It's about your professionalism. It's about your service. And what you want to do is not ask when you get the feedback yourself, oh, why me? Why did they reject me again? Ask, what am I learning from this? What am I learning from this? And that'll give you much better content to start finding better answers to create better results. So the first part of the question, how do I deal with rejection? Accept that it's a big part of real estate and it's going to happen on the daily, sometimes on the hour. Accept, because what you resist persists. Then number two, look at, you didn't get the gig probably because you didn't build rapport, you didn't elicit their values, you didn't articulate your value proposition well enough. And then number three, you want to get curious and get some feedback. And number four, don't take it personally. Don't ask why me, ask what is there for me to learn from this. Does that make sense? What can you hear for yourself? By the way, I'm curious. Do you get in a funk when you get rejected? Because we all do. It's part of the gig. Or do you feel that you're really comfortable with it now and you're quite masterful at dusting it off and letting it go? Now, the second part of this person's question was, how do I deal with tire kicking clients? And this one I loved. My response to this was, well, first of all, definition is decisive, meaning however you define something is exactly how it's going to show up. So if you define a client, a buyer, that they are a tire kicking buyer, then you are going to view, listen, speak, interact and engage and treat them like a tire kicking client. Buyer, like a waste of your time, and energetically they'll feel that. Hey Susie, thanks for joining in. Now I'm sure you're not going to say, listen, you don't seem that interested, this isn't even in your budget, I've got another private viewing to go to, let's wrap this up. You're not going to be like that. But I promise you, if you decide at any point in an interaction that they are a tire kicking client, well, guess what? Awesome, congratulations, you get to be right about that. They will be one. So first of all, definition is decisive. As a real estate agent, if you define people a certain way, it'll influence how you respond. So number one, get responsible for your definition of your potential clients. If you are defining them as tire kicking clients, you're being transactional and you're playing the short game, not the long game. You must turn that disempowered definition into something more empowered for you and for them, like, they are a future buyer. They are a future vendor. They right now are someone for me to add to my database that I can communicate to. They in the future or right now could be someone that could refer me because I just treated them awesomely. So, definition is decisive. Now, as soon as I said to this agent, your definition is disempowering, and you could choose to see them as another great contact for your database that you could keep informed, you could add value to, you could share market updates with. His whole persona flipped, and he got to see, yes, he was just focusing on how he could make a transaction, how he could get, some business and how we could move on. And this behavior is why real estate agents are still, after 5 years, the third least trusted profession in Australia, ranked 28 out of 30, 29 being advertising staff and 30 being car salespeople. Hey, Beresford, Keith Beresford, how are you, champ? So does that make sense? Please let me know if this is making sense. As I said, definition is decisive. If you define yourself a certain way, others, the world, prospecting. If you have a funky time with prospecting or you don't like it, guess what? It's because your definition of it is you don't like it. And in addition to that, your personality probably isn't hardwired, thanks Amy, hardwired to naturally like it. One of my clients that I had last week is really needing a breakthrough in his email organization, admin, and bill paying because it builds up. He hates it. And guess what? We've had his personality profile done and he's a creator, meaning he's in flow. He gets off on when he's creating things, working on the new, coming up with innovative ideas, doing his social media. When it comes, he's always in the future. People that are creators, and I'm a star creator supporter. If you want to know what you are, hook me up and I'll connect you to my friend Julie Davis from Agent Dynamics, and you'll find out for a really, really, really affordable price, what's your personality profile, what has you in flow, what puts you in force, what do you avoid, and what are you great at, and how can we set you up for success? Now, his definition of those admin tasks was disempowered. Plus, his personality doesn't dig doing that, so he's going to avoid it. But the impacts for him and his business are huge, and the stress on his energy and the lack of focus is significant. So we workshopped how to get through that, changed his definition, did a modeling a master exercise, and he was I said, who's someone that you admire for their skills in business? He said, Ryan from $1 Million Agent. And I said, what do you see? And from memory, he said, hardworking, organized, and charismatic. And I said to him, this is a neuro-linguistic programming technique. I said, if you were being Ryan about your emails, your organization, your admin, and your account paying, and you were being hardworking, organized, and charismatic. G'day, Bianca. Great to have you here, my love. What action would you take? And as soon as I asked that, he had access to being a different way. Because consider that it's not what you do that produces the results that you have, so then you can be happy. It's who you're being right now. Who are you being influences what you do or don't do, which ultimately produces what you have or don't have. Too many of us are being human doings, not human beings, busy being busy and not doing the stuff that really matters. And a big part of my work is getting people to be clear, focused, empowered, consistent, accountable, courageous, brave, vulnerable. So that's what I invite you to do today. Where can you be those things? And then what would you do differently to produce different results? So I hope you found that content this morning useful. How do you deal with rejection and tire kicking clients? It's all about perception, my friends. Accept what is, get curious, don't take everything so personally, and create positive definitions of yourselves and along, elicit people's values, add value, give, and watch what happens to the energy and the exchange between people and your relationship with clients and retention and referrals. But if you're coming from scarcity, you're going to be transactional. If you're coming from scarcity, take care of your finances so you're not operating from fear, because people can smell it a mile away. So I hope you found that useful. Thanks for tuning in. Please type in live if you're watching this live now. I'm so sorry I didn't get to chat with my friends here on Facebook. I don't know why it's taking forever to load. But I appreciate you being here. I'm really, really grateful you choose to spend your time here. Remember, I'm going to be here again live 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday for Rapid Fire Friday, where as a peak performance coach, I just reflect on the top key themes for my coaching clients for the week and just shoot some rapid fire tips so you can just grab one and put it in your toolkit and use it for yourself. So with that, great, Jasmine. Yes, this is spot on. Thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate that. Amy, thanks for the live. Really appreciate your help. You are so welcome. I hope you use this. I hope you do something with it. And as you know, this stuff is always given from my heart to yours for free. The best thing that you could do is tag a friend that you know would actually benefit from this. Hey, Amanda Moo, and or share it, you know, if you feel like it really resonates with you. That's the only thing I would ask for. So have a beautiful week. Hey, Owen, great to have you here. Thanks for tuning in. We are wrapping up, but feel free to watch the record. Have a beautiful week, as I said. And as always, I wrap up with the late great words of Maya Angelou, which is, remember, people will always forget what you said. They'll never forget what you did. People will forget what you said. They'll forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. Do something today to make yourself and others feel like they matter, feel like they belong, and feel like they're important, because life is short. It goes quickly, and you could be someone that makes people feel like they're not invisible and they really matter. Especially those that seem invisible, the people on the tarmac at airports, the people that clean up the food courts after us messy humans, the people that are cleaning up the toilets at airports. Like, oh, these people, I just stop and say thank you. So much love. Have a beautiful week. Now remember, Mindset Mastery Monday is where I confidentially answer any question that you have, both personally and professionally, even if you're in real estate or not. I'm here to be of service to you. So send me a DM with any question you want answered. If I don't know the answer, I'll research it and I'll find it for you, okay? This is for you. Let your tribe know, let your team know. Have a beautiful week. Take care of yourself. I'll speak to you soon. And we're wrapping up on Facebook. Bye, my friends.